So for this one, I used the Sneaky Amp R-Fire Vintage, and I used the second chain. I used 2 graphic EQs. This one's is before the amp. This is to represent. This is basically their the EQ that's on the Mesa Boogie Mark II C Plus. This is not what they used. This amp just reacts differently than that amp did. If you have it in the V shape that they did, it's gonna be way too muddy. I had to take out the bass frequencies because it was just making it way too flabby and didn't have a bite to it. And I'm taking out the 8K frequency because it's a very hissy frequency. It's very buzzy and scratchy, like Velcro being ripped. And for the second graphic EQ, it has more of that V shape. This one is going to be after the preamp. Again, I'm taking out 8K. I'm boosting 16K by 7 because the tone has a their tone has a very sizzly top end to it, and for the global EQ, very minor, apart from boosting the bass, the low gain by 8. I noticed listening to the tracks that there's a lot of sub bass showing through, just at like the 100 to 250 hertz range. So if I added it in any of the other EQs or up here with the R-Fire Vintage amp, it makes it real flobby and doesn't have the bite. Noise pressures on 50. Zero release. I am doing the same thing I did with the Ride the Lightning tone with the SDE 3000 for like the doubling effect. This one does not have a filter. This range is set to 17K. The most important thing here is the mod depth. If it's higher than like 20, it doesn't go smooth up and down. It's just frequency here, frequency here, frequency here, and it doesn't work very well. So with the like this, it's works very well. And again, I'm using the deep cabinet resonance and the same global EQs for overall global EQ, taking out 4 dB to 8K and 4.5 out of 6. The tone is going to be you're going to be able to download this patch in the description down below. I'm going to include this and Justice for All Clean that I did. It's not necessarily perfect, but I'm going to make a whole separate video on the Injustice for All stuff. So this one's not like 100% accurate. With the Boss Katana, the best way to do it is to fake it till you make it. It's just never gonna sound perfect, but I got it to sound pretty good. So I'm just gonna leave you with a few samples, some demos. A few of them are gonna be double tracked, and I'll give you one mono recording, just straight me playing.